We surveyed 100 CIOs and CTOs across Australia in the markets we serve, which is New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia and Queensland. And this was a survey done by an independent third party. And the reason why we surveyed those individuals were we wanted to sort of really speak to the most senior technology professionals in an organisation to get not only their insights into what was happening with regard to hiring in their organisations, what was happening with regard to hot technologies, but also what was happening in the broader Australian economy and how they felt that may be impacting their technology departments and teams. So overall, the key findings are pretty positive. 45% of CIOs and CTOs that were surveyed said they were looking to add to headcount in technology in the first 6 months of this year, mainly within software development and IT securitization. There were more specifics to that, which I'll talk about a bit later. The other thing that was interesting as well is just the sort of the broader feel that the economy in Australia is going to be more robust in 2012 than 2011. That was very much the feedback we got in New South Wales and Victoria. I think there's probably an overriding theme of continuing optimism in Western Australia and Queensland. But in particular, we're hearing from people that the first part of 2012 feels a lot more optimistic in regard to the second half of 2011, particularly with regard to the release of CapEx dollars, expenditure, investment in organisations, and the direct impact that will have on IT technology and IT teams. One of the most key findings of the survey we undertook was that 62% of CIOs and CTOs that we questioned said that they felt that their organisations were going to invest in technology 2012 versus 2011. That's pretty significant. That also therefore has a knock-on effect though about retention of existing staff. If there's clearly going to be sort of a significant investment in technology, that's going to create in-demand skill sets which may result in people moving. We're also seeing a trend back now towards contracting. I think as people candidates feel generally optimistic about the state of the Australian economy, irrespective of which state they're in, clearly WA being probably the most optimistic state, followed by Queensland, Victoria, somewhere close behind in certain areas, perhaps even slightly ahead of Queensland, and then New South Wales. That means that people will look to move, people will perhaps consider taking a contract appointment instead of a permanent role. You have to feel pretty secure in the fact you're going to get continuous employment to do that. We've seen that on multiple occasions during economic fluctuations within the IT industry, and we're beginning to see that come back again. At the lower levels, in terms of help desk and junior engineering roles, there we're probably seeing organisations use contract personnel as opposed to necessarily hiring people permanently. So slightly different. Perhaps organisations being a little bit more cautious about their optimism and wanting to see where business really goes before they commit to the full-time headcount. We are seeing at the more senior end in the development-based roles, in the BAs, the PM type of positions, project management type positions, we are beginning now to see people leave permanent roles and go into contract appointments, typically for either enhanced remuneration or really to get involved in those cutting-edge technology positions, which is going to mean that they get career advancement both in terms of their understanding of new technology and of course remuneration levels going forward. It probably won't surprise most people, but one area we're seeing a huge uptick in is the use of mobile and people with mobile application skills, whether that be mobile or whether that be tablet-based skills. That, of course, has a knock-on effect for .NET and Java developers as well. Australian organisations are really looking to improve their e-commerce strategies. People with skill sets within security and securitization are going to be in high demand. And again, those individuals that have the technology wherewithal and the ability to communicate with people, particularly non-IT people, is going to mean that they can very much move from the back room, if you like, to the boardroom and be involved in very strategic decision-making for organisations. Organisations are continuing to develop in general infrastructure. So there still is huge demand for Windows 7 and all of the infrastructure upgrades that go with that, the application upgrade that goes with that. We're seeing as well that organizations are looking to invest heavily within SharePoint-based developers. Notwithstanding the fact that there still is a pretty high demand for people with project management skills, business analysts, as a consequence of various different business integration, companies merging together, really trying to improve business intelligence-based information that comes out of companies, whether they be ERP-based systems, whatever system that may be, the extent to which people can really drill down within business intelligence and get that data out, that clearly is creating demand for technologists as well. I think it's just coming back to making sure that the CIO and the CTO is engaging in regular conversations with their key people, making sure that if people are involved in more frontline, cutting-edge technology, how can they keep their careers moving forward thereafter? How can they keep that sort of the new technology moving forward, or risk losing the individuals as they go and use those skills that they've obtained with other organisations, could be in permanent jobs or contract roles, as people feel generally more optimistic. That being said, it's a realism of the IT world that once people have the latest skills, they may move on. And again, if CIOs and CTOs are well aware of that and facilitate that within their departments, I guess it's okay for people to move on. It's just making sure that the people beneath them are also getting insight into that new technology or that new business practice, so that if people do leave to take on other opportunities, a void is not left behind them.